Hello students, in today's class we are going to study present tense in detail. So what is a present tense? A present tense, an action that is currently taking place. We make the simple present tense with a subject like I, you, we, they, he, she, it and the verb in the present or the V1 form. For example, I drink coffee every morning. Kathy works as a teacher. Notice that in sentence number 2, we have works with an yes. In the present tense, if the subject is I, you, we or they, we use a verb without yes. That's why I drink. If the subject is he, she, we, it, we have to add yes to the verb. Kathy is a female name. It's like saying she. So we have said Kathy works. Now the first sentence here talks about a habit or a routine. Something that I do regularly. The second sentence is a fact. Kathy works as a teacher. Is a fact about her life. These are the two main uses of simple present tense. Here are a few more examples of habit and routines. Sean goes to beach on Sundays. Children often play video games after school. And here are some more facts. You sing very well. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Notice that the last sentence is a fact about the world. So facts can be about people or they can be about the things in the world. So that is the simple present tense. The next one is present continuous tense. We make the present continuous tense with the subject plus am or is or are plus a verb in the continuous or ing form. If the subject is I, we use am. If the subject is he, she, it, we use is. If the subject is you, we, they, we use are. For example, I am drinking coffee right now. This sentence shows the first use of the present continuous tense. It talks about an action that is happening now at the time of speaking. This is not a general statement. It's not about my coffee that I drink. It's about what's happening at this moment. I'm drinking coffee now. Here are two more examples. We are having breakfast. It is raining outside. These sentences also express what is happening now. This is the first use of the present continuous tense. The second use, it talks about temporary activities like Arun is learning to play a guitar. It means Arun is taking guitar lesson maybe twice a week. So he is in the process of learning to play the instrument. A couple more examples. I am watching a really interesting TV series at the moment. My sister is staying with us for a couple of weeks. The third use of the present continuous is to describe changes that are taking place or happening now. For example, English lessons on the YouTube are becoming very popular. It means that the popularity of English lessons on YouTube is increasing. Here are some more examples. The price of crude oil is falling rapidly. Scientists say that the earth is getting warmer. So remember that the present continuous tense is used to talk about actions happening now. Present perfect tense. The present perfect is used to indicate a link between the present and past. The time of the action is before now but not specified, and we are often more interesting in the result than in the action itself. We make the present perfect with the subject plus have or has plus verb past participle or V3 form. We say have if the subject is I, you, we or they, and has if the subject is he, she, it. For example, I have taught English to many students. Ashley has visited France 4 times. We have seen 2 movies this week. The present perfect tense has 2 main uses. This sentence shows the first use to talk about experiences. Sentence number 1 is about my experience is my teaching career. Of course, I am still a teacher, so my career is not finished. It's continuing. And we can say I have taught English to many students in my career. But that's not necessary. It's understood. Similarly, Ashley has visited France 4 times in her life. So the time period here is Ashley's life, which is still continuing. So in first sentence, subject I plus have with a verb past participle or V3 form. So thought is used here. In the third sentence, the time period is this week. Maybe today is Wednesday, so this week is not finished. We might see another 2 movies before the end of the week. So in this sentence, the time period is continuing or ongoing. My career, Ashley's life, and this week. The second use is to talk about recent actions or events. I have finished my homework. You can imagine a kid saying this to a mom. Well, when did she finish the homework? Maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago. But that's not important. The important thing is the completion of the homework. You see this on the timeline now. The girl finished her homework just a few minutes ago, but she is not saying the specific time because it's not necessary. That's why there's a question mark in the timeline. Here's another sentence. Author has lost his glasses. We don't say when because the important thing is that now author does not have his glass. Another example, the police have arrested a young man in connection with the robbery. So, there was a robbery in the neighborhood recently and now the police have a young suspect in custody. The exact time of the arrest is not important. So, remember that there are 2 main uses of present perfect tense to talk about experiences and to talk about recent events. Alright, now let's move on to the next tense, the present perfect continuous tense. We make the present perfect continuous tense with the form of subject plus have or has been plus verb ing. If the subject is I, you, we, they, we use have. If the subject is he or she or it, we use has. For example, I have been waiting to see the doctor for 2 hours. Here the subject is I plus have been plus verb with ing form. Waiting is used here. You can imagine this lady saying that she is waiting for doctor more than 2 hours. So it means that she came to the clinic maybe at 5 o'clock and now it's 7 o'clock. She started waiting at 5. 2 hours have now passed and she is still waiting. So the present perfect continuous tense talks about an action that started in the past and is still continuing. In this sentence, we can also say I have been waiting since 5 p.m. The difference between for and since is that for talks about the amount of time like 2 hours. Since is used to mention the starting point of the action like 5 p.m. Here's the another sentence. He has been playing tennis since he was a child. He started when he was little, maybe when he was 5 years old, and he still plays. Let's say he's 25 now, so he's been playing tennis for 20 years. A few more examples. She has been learning English for 8 months or years. Next one. We have been living in this town for a very long time. It has been raining all morning or since 4 p.m. Now here the duration is all morning. In fixed phrases like all morning, all day, all week, etc. we don't use for, but you can say since 4 a.m. if you want to mention the starting point. I want to alert you to a common mistake here, that if you say I am waiting to see the doctor for 2 hours or he is playing tennis since he was a child, these are not correct. You can say right now I am waiting to see the doctor or he is playing tennis. But when you mention the amount of time like 2 hours, or when you mention the starting point like since he was a child, you must use the present perfect continuous tense. This is true with the other sentence here as well. So keep this point on mind. Alright, so this is the present perfect continuous tense. So the follow-up is, students, write the definition of present tense and the types in your classwork. Thank you.